Happy vlog day, y'all. So my desk is over there, and I'm clocking in about 20 minutes. I was trying to prop us up. Okay, this is a good angle. We good. We good here, y'all. We good. This week we're actually gonna talk about authenticity, aka my weirdness. Because I don't think that I am like any other person that I know, and I think the hardest thing for me in life was getting comfortable with my weirdness or getting comfortable with myself. Hold on as I get myself together, y'all. Let me get myself together. Oh, let me put you up here. Let's look at that. Because they're all in my belly. I don't like it. I can't find not one tripod right now. Yes, I can. Oh, bitch. And I'm going to go record. This is all a part of life. I love this. I love how real we getting right now, family. Bam. I be forgetting. I have tripods everywhere. And I just couldn't get my life right. Let's get together. First of all, I am podcasting. I am blogging on a Monday when it's usually Tuesday. That's another reason why I'm just out of whack. Because on Monday, I'm locked in. I'm getting ready to start the week strong. And I'm usually not prepared to be on camera. And I think the reason that a lot of my videos are so good and well constructed is because I prepare myself to be on camera. And when I have to get off of my schedule, it throws me off. But tomorrow, which is my usual vlog day, what is this? Is that conditioner still in my hair? Oh no, that's my pink. That's my purple. I'm sorry, y'all. Focus. So, I am blogging on Monday because my stepson, the youngest stepson, will be here all week, pretty much. He goes to a school where he pays tuition. My partner and his mother were not able to pay his tuition this month. Well, they'll be able to pay it this week when they both get paid. But in the meantime, he needs to stay here because the school will not let him attend if he has not paid his tuition. And so I believe today is an off day because of King Day. I shouldn't even be working, but we ain't even talk about that. And his mom needed him to help her with things around the house. So he's at her house today, but tomorrow will be a school day and he will need to be here because his mom is going to go to work. And so that being said, I won't have the house completely to myself. And when he was a baby, I would feel comfortable doing stuff like blogging because he was kind of not really paying attention. He's older, and I know he's paying attention, and so I'm going to vlog today. Like I said, we're going to talk about authenticity. But before I get started, I took a moment and I rewatched my vlog last week. Now, I ain't backpedaling on nothing that I said because last week, from the outside looking in, I watched myself be hurt, like for real hurt in this situation for the first time. Like I think I've been doing a lot of rose-colored glass looking at this relationship. And I feel like last week was me pulling that veil off and being like, this is actually not okay. However, I made a statement, a generalized blanketed statement about single parents that I don't even want to give a person a chance to give me no feedback on because I didn't feel right hearing it and I'm not a parent. Let me say this. I feel like what I said sounded as if I am devaluing a person once they become a single parent. Like because you're a single parent, you don't deserve to be fought for, is what I heard when I watched myself again. And that's not how I feel. How I feel is this person is already a single parent who already know that you're going to have to ask a lot of a person. For you to kind of for you to not be working hard enough that person feels like they need to overcompensate for what you're not doing is not fair. And even if you're not doing it intentionally, last week was me looking at myself saying, you don't deserve to work harder than somebody who already is asking you to work hard. And I could have said that without lashing out the way that I did, I am hurt, y'all. I am disappointed. I am hurt and I'm disappointed because I put a lot of faith into this relationship and I put a lot of faith into this man. I put this faith into this person because of the way he pursued me. The way I, offered. Is my titty ashy or is it just... No, okay. I'm sorry, y'all. ADD. I am hurt because I feel like I was feverishly pursued in this relationship. And at one point in the relationship, I said, well, before the relationship even became a relationship, I said we could just do this casually. This young man was adamant about not being casual. Adamant about wanting to be in my life. Adamant about wanting to be a part of, this, my journey, me, and all of that. And then get here and be like, actually, I don't really know how to do that. I just know that I want to do that. Can you show me how to do that? And last week was me being mad at him, myself, whoever, to say, like, first of all, mad at him because you could have just told me, hey, I want to be with you, but I don't know how to be with you. And maybe that was a conversation 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And it's now just catching up to me, right? That could have been when rose-colored glasses, when you in love, he could have very well said, I don't know shit about any of this, but let's do this together. And I could have said, yes, let's do this together. And then woke up one day and realized, like, I'm doing more of it because I'm more mature. I'm more moved along in life. I'm more structured. I'm more disciplined. And now it's getting exhausting, right? Like, I'm aware of that. Like, I'm realizing that who a person is authentically, the thing that attracts you to a person, it will wear over time on both parts, right? Like, I feel like my optimism and my hard work ethic was something that attracted him to me. But at times, it becomes an issue in our relationship. Like, if I wake up early in the morning and I'm wide awake, I'm going to get up and start cleaning up. But if he still want to get a few more minutes of sleep, he will complain about what is essentially my go-getter attitude and my discipline. Where the same thing of when I first met him, I just thought that he was I'm sorry, y'all. I got to clock into work and I was checking the time. When I first met him, I thought he was just the silliest little thing. And I loved how goofy he was. And I loved how he could bring me a laugh and he could make me smile. These days, I literally sat in front of y'all and said this immaturity and him acting like a kid is frustrating me. That immaturity that I was referring to is literally the charming lightheartedness that, won me over 7 years ago. And so I say that to say authenticity is important because authenticity does not say that you do the same thing over and over again, but authenticity says that you are real with yourself about what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it, and you allow that to guide you. I wanted to talk about authenticity this week because I wanted to address kind of pick up the conversation that I started last week, right? Because the conversation I started last week was pretty turbulent. And I realized that the reason that I am hurt and the reason that I am angry is because I'm realizing that I'm not being authentic, and I'm realizing that I am choosing the lack thereof. And I think I'm a little angry with myself, like trying to figure out why. Why are you doing that? Why do you feel like you need to shrink? Why do you feel like you need to be less? And I think that I am shrinking a lot in this space because I don't like the way he reacts sometimes to just like who I am. But I had to realize, like, you ain't gotta like that. And last week was myself telling myself, like, do you? And not in no disrespectful way to him or the relationship. Not in no, sneaky ass way to be lying to him and all of that. Doing me means if I see a restaurant online that looks really nice and I want to go there, I'm going to make plans to go there. Whether he is available or willing or not. Whether one of my friends is available or willing or not. I want to go somewhere, I'm going to go there and I'm going to do it. If I want to be a part of something, I'm going to be a part of it. without asking for anybody else's clearance. I feel like I got into a point in my life where I needed his permission internally. Something in me needed his permission to like be happy, be okay, or not even so much be happy or be okay. Like there was something inside of me that was like, I want to make sure I'm doing certain things so that I don't lose this relationship. And a bigger piece of me, and that piece of me was very present last week, was just like, why are you working so hard to keep something that, no shade, is not serving you right now? I'm not receiving in any element of this relationship. The standard basic elements that most people go for, that everybody argue about on podcasts: security and financial. Now, I feel very secure, but a lot of that security for me feels like it's almost smothering, because I feel very physically secure. Like you know how some women are like, I told my man I'm coming home late and he fell asleep. No, my man be on the porch. And so I feel a sense of physical security, but I ain't being secure from shit because I'm always with you. So I feel no sense of financial security. And at this point, I'm starting to feel like the financial breadwinner, which is crazy because I'm financial breadwinner in a space where I'm expected to submit to someone. And because he's kind of trying to get himself together emotionally and mentally, I don't really feel fully emotionally supported. And because the emotional support is not there, the mental connection is not there. And so we're not really having meaningful sex. Like, we're fucking, but it's just like, I'm horny, you're horny, let's have sex. Let's finish having sex and get on our phones. That's not fulfilling for me. And so it's like, last week was me telling myself, you are not being fulfilled. You need to stop trying to be fulfilling. Period. But I should have said that instead of taking a dig at single parents. And if you are a single parent and you watch my content, I would never want you to feel that I think that you're of any less value. I don't think my partner is of any less value. But I do believe that as a person who already knows that you come in with something, you have to be willing to work on it and be willing to work through it. And I don't feel all the time that this person is willing to work through it. And that's kind of where I am. To shift gears a little bit from my relationship with him to like my relationship with myself, is then it started to make me start to talk to myself and kind of do what my friends call psychoanalyzing myself. And I asked myself, I say, now that I think about it, you have started to not want to be around your partner. Why don't you want to be around your partner? Oh, because you don't feel fully comfortable being yourself. Why don't you feel fully comfortable being yourself? And I realized that it's not even that I don't feel comfortable being myself. I realized that being around my partner has become very triggering to my anxiety. Because, first of all, because he jokes so much, I don't know what's the truth and what's not. And I can tell that he knows that I don't know what's the truth and what's not. Because sometimes he says stuff that he knows is going to get him like a crazy reaction. And 50% of the time, the crazy reaction that he getting from the stuff, like, he'll say it and he knows that it's going to get him a crazy reaction and he mean it. And it's actually going to happen. But then 50% of the time, he just saying it to say it and he don't even mean it. He not even thinking about it. He going to do it. Like, for instance, he'll say no to something he's probably already did or currently doing. But at the same time, he will say no to something that he's not doing. And so I realized that I'm really anxious around him because I don't know what to believe. I don't know what not to believe. I don't know what is really him or him just playing. It's a lot. And the lot has been making me want to step back because this lot isn't really doing shit for me. So I'm putting a lot of mental energy into something that I really don't fucking understand. And so I have started to repel. Every time that I want to leave the house, I want to leave the house by myself. Every time he leave the house, I want him to go so I can have a little time in the house by myself. And I realize is that because when I'm by myself, it's calm. Who I am authentically is a person who says what she means and means what she say. And if I don't say what I mean, then I don't care hard enough to fight for it. And so in that case, I am really saying what I mean. I really don't care. You know, when I say it's okay, but I really would like for something to be different, I really don't want it to be different hard enough that I don't speak up for it. And so I'm in this point in my life where I'm asking myself, can I make it through this? Can we make it through this? Can this relationship make it through this? Can I maintain my authenticity and be able to have a peaceful life with the person who is authentically a lot different than me? I believe that he craves a level of adrenaline that actually I only kind of want to be around every now and then. Like, I like the adrenaline that comes with him, which is why I feel like we connected with one another. But I want to hit the adrenaline and then be disciplined for 90 days so I can hit the adrenaline again hard. And for him, he just wants to go, 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 to the point that I think the peace that I bring in this relationship almost became boring to him, to the point that he just started kind of doing things that would sabotage the relationship in a lot of emotional ways that he really didn't mean to sabotage the relationship, to the point of possibly losing it. Like, I think he just wanted some excitement. I think some of the things that he has done recently in this relationship to create emotional tension between he and I, he literally was just doing it to see, like, I want to push the limit. I want to poke the bear and see what happens. But he doesn't understand that my nervous system is so shocked from having such a crazy upbringing by being raised by a bipolar woman that things that shock my nervous system, I completely repel against. I have completely repelled against him because he is shocking my nervous system in a way that is not comfortable to me. My mother was bipolar. Some days the house was vibrant and full of laughter and smiles. Some days it was dark. And there was slow, sad music being played, and my mother was somewhere in the house crying. Those extremes make me need a space of, why am I emotional? I didn't even think. I need peace, y'all. And I need the people around me to know that I need peace. And I don't think that he doesn't know that. I just think that there are parts of him that kind of needs that adrenaline. And so if it's not here, if it's not in the space, he will create it. And then just be like, I'm just playing. Let's get back to the regular schedule program. But he don't understand that, like, that's hard for a person who was raised with a parent that was bipolar. Especially a parent who was undiagnosed bipolar for 18 years of my life. And then even after she got diagnosed, just kind of like not knowing what to do with that. So it's like, you don't understand how hard I have to go for my home and my space and my energy to be peaceful. And so for you to be the person in my space, and I feel like you are intentionally creating turbulence just because you like the thrill, is becoming a deal breaker for me. And the only thing that is keeping me here is the fact that I'm watching him unlearn it. Like, I'm watching him speak on it. I'm watching him say, like, damn, life don't got to be this hard. I don't have to do this. And that's why I'm in this space of, I have completely set the romantic relationship down. I have stopped trying to be romantic with him, which is not fair to him. Because like I told him last week he went to a job interview. He got the job, by the way, and it's a good paying job. I'm so proud of him. He was leaving out for the interview for that job on Friday, I believe it was. Thursday or Friday. No, Thursday, because I told my cousin about it Friday, and I do my check-in with my cousin Friday. So he went to the job interview on Thursday, and he looked really good. He had a nice little black shirt on, black slacks, had him some nice shoes on, looking very fucking handsome. And I was over here working, busying myself with work. Speaking of work, we finna clock in, so we gonna walk over here, y'all. I was busying myself with work, and I just said to him like, "Okay, bye bye. I'll see you later." But I don't want to be. Hold on, I don't want to be dinged for no nudity, so we gonna hit you right here in my face. But at the same time, and I'm actually, cause I'm not gonna wrap up. Okay, yeah, we gonna pause. I'm gonna get clocked into work, and I'm gonna come back. Cause hold on. Okay, I'm back. I just clocked in. I'm like, I don't have to do nothing crazy this morning. I usually have to do the voicemails, but the young lady who I covered for last week has to do the voicemails for me. So I'm hoping her ass remember and I ain't got to remind her. And if so, then we good. But let's get back to this because I'm talking a lot about the relationship and we 20 minutes in. And I wanted to just talk about my craziness. So I think I'm going to call this part 2. What did I say? What was I talking about last week? Why don't I ask for much? So I think I might just call this the follow-up. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I think I'll talk about my weirdness a lot more tomorrow. So I might say I'll call this authenticity part 1. Authenticity part 1, because I'm realizing where I dropped the ball in this relationship. And I want to talk about it. But then next week, I actually just want to be a little bit more lighthearted. Because I didn't recognize this was going to make me so emotional. And so next week, I want to be a lot more lighthearted. And I want to do authenticity part 2, where I just talk about like my relationship with my weirdness and like how I had to grow into it. But last week, he was leaving for a job interview and he looked amazing, y'all. Like he looked so fucking handsome. And I didn't tell him that. And I didn't tell him that because I realized that a lot of me is hurt and a lot of me wants him to hurt too. And he doesn't deserve that because even though my hurt is very real, I know that my hurt wasn't caused intentionally. And some of the hurt that has happened to me came from him doing intentional things to create friction in our relationship. But because he has a different upbringing than me, he anticipated me taking that different. Like a person, you can walk up on a person and say something to them that in your household is not an insult. And it could be an insult. Like in Chicago, we talk hard at people, right? Like in Chicago, if somebody asks you, where you going looking like a hoe? They mean you look good. They mean you look good enough that you could get paid to get fucked or get paid to be going on that date. But the word hoe has such a negative connotation in other places that people will be like, what the fuck do you mean by that? I think that is exactly what I'm experiencing in this relationship. He is a person, he is the boy on the playground. He is punching me because he likes me. But I'm a pretty princess. And I want my hand kissed if you like me. And what I'm realizing is I spent a lot of my relationship, the beginning of our relationship, getting punched and going, hey, that's just so funny. And now I'm like, stop fucking hitting me. Actually, literally, because like I said, he's so playful. Sometimes he just like jokingly hits my leg. I've talked about this a lot of times on my vlog. And I see that as being hit. He don't even recognize that he hitting me. He just flapping his hand down and making hand contact. Like what he's doing is the equivalent of like grabbing somebody or rubbing them and caressing them. But he's just hard. And I'm not that way. And I feel that I have been doing myself, him and this relationship a disservice by accepting things that I were authentically not okay with. Because I thought that one day what I want would kind of get into the space. But because like last week, I said I don't ask for much, how would anybody know what I need? And so now I'm taking up more space in my relationship and I'm taking up more space in my life to say, no, actually, I need this and I need you to understand that I need this. And I need myself to understand it's nothing wrong with needing this. And don't be shying away from telling people what you need. Speak up for yourself. Because if you don't speak up for yourself, you will not get the things that you need. And then you will sit around feeling like you didn't have anything in life. Especially a person like us, we work so hard. We wake up early. We do more. We run the extra mile. We are the employee at the job that will take on the extra task. Like this morning, I'm hoping that the like I said, the young lady whose, task I took on for the end of the day on last Friday remembers that she's supposed to take on my task. If she don't, I'm going to hop right in and do it on my own because that's who I am. And there's nothing wrong with being the type of person that goes the extra mile. But if you are going to be the type of person that go the extra mile, Rika, then you have to make sure that everybody in your life is going the extra mile for you too, or you're going to feel fucking annoyed, tired, and exhausted, and you're going to feel deflated. And that's what I feel in this relationship, and it's not all his fault. He think I'm okay. He think that I'm a ride or die. He think that I'm holding it down until he get these good paying jobs. And now he has a job that's almost paying him $30 an hour with annual raises and 2 weeks already worth of vacation. He now is in a position where he's going to be able to show up more and be more present and be more financially present in this relationship and do more in this relationship. And I'm burned out because I wasn't being authentic. And I gotta take accountability for that. I gotta be real with myself and say, you wouldn't feel so tired, you wouldn't feel so worn out, you wouldn't feel so boggled down if you had remained authentic to yourself, and if you did not think it was okay or advantageous or the best option to ask for little. You asked for little, and so you've gotten little, and now you're mad about getting little, but ain't nobody to blame but you. And so I'm taking that accountability. I'm standing up for myself. I'm asking for more in this space. And even when it comes to asking for more, a big piece of asking for more is to stop asking for stuff that I feel like I shouldn't have to ask for. Why do I have to ask you to be the man you were when you first met me? Either you was lying about being that motherfucker, and this is who you are, and if so, I'm finna fucking leave you, or you bullshitting me right now and you want to get left. Or neither of those things are true, and you just need a little time, and you finna get right, and we finna get this together, and we gonna live happily fucking ever after. But at the end of the day, for me, happily ever after is not negotiable. I'm not gonna stay around a situation that's hurting me just to say I stayed. No. My stomach growled. I must be hungry. I did work out this morning. But no. I love this man. I love this man with everything that I have in me. But I gotta love myself more. I gotta love myself more. And loving myself more does not mean hurting him. It does not mean disrespecting him. Like, that's why last week when he left out, I texted him, "You look amazing. I want you to know you look amazing." When he came home, I told him I don't deserve to withhold compliments from you, because I feel like you could be doing better with complimenting me and being there for me and showing up for me, but you're not. I'm going to tell you, though, you could be doing better. But I'm not going to be vindictive and see that I feel like you looking good and then don't acknowledge it just because I'm angry that you don't acknowledge every time you think I'm looking good. If you told me every time you thought I was looking good, you probably tell me that shit all day long, because I know that you're attracted to me. Now show me that you want to keep me. And I put the pressure back on myself. Act like you want to be kept, bitch. Speak up. Ask for more. Ask for a lot. Actually, ask for way more than what the fuck you feel like you deserve. Because you anything that you think you deserve, I want you to multiply it by 10. That's probably what you really deserve, because you're already being hard on yourself. And I know that I'm not just talking to myself. So in Authenticity Part 2, I am going to kind of give a little bit of a history of little Miss Rika and her weirdness, and how it has brought me to being the lovely Auntie Harley. I think working through this journey internally with myself is probably the most healthy, progressive thing that I have done for myself in my life. Even thinking about this video, not having my camera together at the beginning, choosing not to delete it and start it over so it's nice and fresh for y'all. You know, letting myself get emotional about something that I didn't even think would bring that kind of emotion about. Openly speaking about my mother's mental issues, knowing that my family probably watches my vlog, and not wanting them to feel like I didn't appreciate my upbringing. So much of who I am relies on what other people want. And for the first time in my life, I realized how problematic that is. I can't be the version of me everybody wants me to be. if that version doesn't align with who I am. I need to be authentic to myself, and so do you. I love you. I'm going to get to work. 30 minutes ain't bad. I'll see y'all for Authenticity Part 2.